The overall aim of the project is to develop outdoor tourism in the Barrow Valley area around Graiguenamanagh. That's from our perspective. But there are 5 other partners, there are 6 of us all together. So each partner is trying to develop outdoor tourism in this area, and we're also trying to learn from one another. And that's, I suppose, one of the key objectives of an Interreg funded project, that you learn from your partners in Wales and your partners in Ireland. The main objectives of the outdoor tourism project are the support of businesses, the promotion of the destination or marketing of the destination, the development of a training programme for outdoor tourism, and the involvement of the community in outdoor tourism activities.
We had the restaurant and guest house business here for 15 years, but when we started to focus and concentrate on the outdoor tourism and establish the bike business, I have to say it reinvigorated us as a business. More people to stay in the guest house and the restaurant, and the whole package works together. I think it's a whole sea change in attitude for the area too, because often you live in an area and you don't notice that you live in such a beautiful area that can be utilised for that. So as well as outside visitors coming in, yeah, absolutely, there is more participation from the community in general here.
Using my background and the beautiful scenery we have here in Graiguenamanagh, we decided to mix up 2 things that I'm very passionate about, which is painting, landscape painting and walking. So the mix suited me perfectly. I take bunches of students from the boathouse here in Graiguenamanagh, and we head down the river with our lunch and our easels and our tables and paints and whatnot. And we set up in a nice place, and we do a bit of painting there. So we get a bit of walking in, a bit of fitness, and they're ready to do some painting of some of the scenery, the local scenery we have here. We maybe walk for maybe 3/4 of an hour, just so that they get a nice chance to unwind and also to mix with the people that their group they're with. And by the time we get to the place where we're going to paint, that they are relaxed.
I took part in the walking paint. I painted the sea and the boat. It's great fun.
We would have given people a digital media course, which allowed them to operate and promote their own businesses through their own equipment and their own facilities. This would sort of seem to be the way the thing is going. That initially a lot of people would have hired people to do marketing or to do their Facebook. It's not cost effective. They have to be able to do it themselves, and we try to achieve that objective.
My son went on the course, but I went along with him. So I found the course absolutely excellent, and the lady that was helping us was amazing. The marketing made us realise how important it was to actually get out there and market our business, more so than staying here and working behind the scenes where nobody could actually see us or nobody knew about us. So now we realise that when we get out and market the business, that the whole world can see the business. And we do have a lot of people from other countries who do come to visit and to ride in the riding school, and they sometimes write things on Facebook about here, and it's very good reviews, and that's also very good for the business.
Today people see tourism as an overall product, so you maybe have to kind of look at your outdoor tourism in the context of your cultural offering, your accommodation offering and other elements of tourism. We developed a marketing brochure and e-brochure for the Barrow Valley destination in conjunction with Kildare. We promoted this at a conference in London, and our next step is to develop a whole range of marketing tools for promoting the Barrow Valley.
North Wales is a particularly strong outdoor activity, outdoor tourism sector, and we're certainly gaining a lot of knowledge in that. And the way that has grown and established, and some of it is particular to Wales, and what they have there, Snowdonia and all that. You can't flunk Snowdonia and Kilkenny, but you can look at your own assets, the River Barrow. And I think what we're finding is we're at an earlier stage of development, a different type of project. We're an inland project, but we're certainly getting a lot of lessons. What makes business sustainable, the idea of networking between them, that type of stuff.
We have had an increase in tourism, but I would say from the perspective of the Barrow Valley, and it will be different for other partners, that this is a long-term strategy, that we're building the blocks here towards having, I suppose, a healthy tourism industry, which would make a huge contribution to the community. This is a community with very high unemployment, with very few opportunities for jobs, but the one asset we have is our natural scenery and our river. So tourism is a huge opportunity, but we really are at the developing stage as opposed to the stage where we see lots of jobs that have been added on immediately.
The outdoor tourism on the Barrow Valley has brought a lot of business towards me because it draws people to the town for more than one thing. So they're here, they're working, they're on the river doing activities, and then they're coming for coffee. So it affects me, it affects my staff, it affects the whole community when there's a group of people being brought to the town for another reason, and that's huge. So through the Outdoor Tourism Barrow Valley Facebook page, any posts that I post, I would share with the outdoor tourism. That networks me into other businesses beyond Coffee on High specifically, and that's huge as well in output for my business, for visibility of my business.
I think the project is superb with respect to maybe younger adults or teenagers. It improves their social skills. They're mixing with people maybe that they don't see on a day-to-day basis. They're mixing with people from outside of the town. They're getting a fresh perspective of what their town has to offer.
I was fascinated by like what they had down here, and I didn't know that they had like kayaking and like that, but I loved it down here, so I did.
Last summer with the sun and everything and the kayaking involved in it was just phenomenal. It was brilliant, and like kayaking is it has made a major benefit to the town because it brings tourism, because people who don't like live in Graignamanagh kind of come from all around place to come in and kayak.
Yeah, especially this summer now, you see people from all over the country now coming down here to kayak and swim, and it's great to have people down here.
After doing that, I'd nearly do it again this year. I'd love it to do it again.
I would say that with young people at the moment, there is always a challenge to keep them interested in the outdoor, and the tradition of the outdoor has been lost. So we have seen a sort of a development whereby the kids get to know one another, truly involved with our projects. They get comfortable in the water. They see it more of a place that they can play. It takes away the kind of, the fears that they have.
One of the things we've noticed from when I purchased the bikes a couple of years ago is that we're having to buy more smaller bikes for younger people, and that area is growing for us. It's family cycling. It's not only the fact that the young people get out, but I think it's a great family activity to cycle by the towpath, and that's worked. I'm also captain of the local rowing club, so I have all the age groups from 12 up to 55. It's getting people out there, and the people involved in that. You find a lot of the same people are doing the cycling and the rowing and the canoeing because they just, any bit of outdoor activity, they just love it.
It's very hard at times to quantify learning, but the first thing you learn is that you see other destinations that probably nobody or very few people from any individual destination would have had that broad level of experience. I've seen 5 other destinations, particularly some of the destinations in Wales, Gwynedd and Conway, which all around Snowdon, which are very advanced in terms of outdoor tourism, and we learned a lot from that.
In March, a group from Kilkenny and from Wales went to Fort William in Scotland, and it was really instructive. I think the people went over not quite knowing what they were going to be in for, and I think what they found about Fort William was that it wasn't daunting. I mean, it was obviously a more developed tourism product, but it was achievable. I think just the networking, the talking together, talking to people from Scotland, people from Ireland, Wales, I think they really got this idea. This is something we could learn from this. We can replicate it in our own context.
We met a lot of the Welsh operators there, and in many respects, some of the people there were well ahead of. They're longer established than we are, so I could certainly learn from their experience. That's for sure.
We travelled to Gwynedd and to Bessicoid to meet with other students and other instructors who were at a similar place that we were in terms of instructing courses and running courses and tutoring courses, and it was a big eye-opener for me to see how Wales had embraced outdoor tourism.
Yeah, we'd like to expand and probably maybe get a lot more into tourism, and hopefully with the new website and all the training we've got, that we'd be able to advertise and encourage more people to come to Ireland and to here.
On the learning journey, I discovered that to be part and to get more from the Barrow Valley, I needed to diversify, and came up with this idea again through the marketing, which was really helpful, that there was an area that wasn't being touched, and it was more historical in Graignamanagh, just outdoor. Jewish Gabby across the road, literally you can see it from our window. There's lots of historical walks, small walks that could be done by families and individuals, not strenuous and easy. So the plan is to do 3 walks, make up the maps, have them here, you pick them up, you do your walk. It's easy, it's simple, and it's another outdoor activity that Graignamanagh doesn't currently do.
Our aspirations for the next number of years would be to progress the business and to employ somebody full-time here.
It's hugely healthy outdoor activity for all the kids there, and it's brilliant to see it, and it's been going on for time immemorial in Graig, but I think it's actually grown in the last few years with the advent of the rowing club and the increase in the number of people canoeing. Summer evenings on the river in Graig, fantastic.
We have applied for a level 5 FETAC course, a full-time 1-year course in outdoor sports and recreation. FETAC is the governing body. You can do a 1-year course here in Graignamanagh. We ran an open kayaking morning where we kayaked from Clash up the river, a mile up the Barrow River, down here as far as Graignamanagh, and we also did some ropes and some high ropes work down here, down in the pitch and putt where the proposed development for the education centre is going to be built. When the course is completed, we hope that people will be employable in the outdoor tourism sector in Ireland. There is a huge amount of interest amongst school leavers or Leaving Cert students at the minute for this course, and there's a lot to talk about it based on the taster courses that we ran.
Getting people involved in outdoor activities builds confidence. It overcomes fears and it gives people a confidence in themselves that they mightn't have got from somewhere else.
In small towns like this, there are a missing generation that have gone away to college and not come back because there hasn't been sufficient jobs, but tourism will be the answer here in Graignamanagh, no doubt.
We definitely feel it has contributed a lot to the individuals who were involved.